amazing. So first of all...
Is that the Care Bears on your shirt?
Yeah!
I love it.
You?
Can you tell I have kids?
Yeah! My
Or I'm fucking weird. Or both.
Well, they're acceptable in this house. First of all, Jeffrey, I have to say hi to you on behalf of my mother, because if I don't, she will disown me. So Queen Terry says hi.
Hi, Queen Terry. I wish you were here.
She wishes she was here too. So my question for you guys, it's one of my favorite questions to ask at these conventions, because I always get a lot of really good comedy material for myself. Are there any bits that you guys have in your day-to-day life that you just do to make yourself laugh? I have examples.
Well, let's hear the example.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, so a convention-specific one is if I do like a photo op with like someone later, like I did this with Drake yesterday, where I did a photo op with him and his meet or whatever, and then I saw him later, and I'm like, Drake, we can't keep meeting about this. And I've done that to Keegan, I've done that to Jake, and then usually like I'll turn to my friends and I'll go, I'm so sorry, and then they'll jump in on the joke and be like, y'all will never beat the allegations. Also,
You're having a little party.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole movie going on inside your head.
and also whenever my friends and I are nice to each other, we'll go, are we gonna kiss right now? Are we gonna kiss in the mouth? So stuff like that.
I gotta tell you that my life is not near as amusing as yours.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna steal a few of these. Start using them. Especially when I see Drake.
You should. Yesterday.
I mean, I amuse myself all the time.
Yeah, safe to say, I think I've got a few of those too, but they just happen sporadically, and I can't recall them right now. Although that reminds me of a story that you guys probably heard this, but it was Don Rickles who was out to dinner with a date, and across the restaurant was Frank Sinatra, and Don goes over, he's like, Frank, it's so nice to see you, how are you? Hey, listen, could you do me a favor? Could you come over to the table? I got a date over here, and she'd love to meet you, and just really do me a solid. I'm trying to get it good with this lady. She's really, really attractive. And he's like, yeah, sure, Don, I'll come over. So, Frank finishes his meal, and as he's walking out of the restaurant, he stops by Don Rickles, and he's like, hey, Don, how you doing? It's good to see you. He goes, not now, Frank, I'm in the middle of dinner.
That's so good.
Yeah.
If you need more, I'll be here all weekend.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Not now, Frank. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Right here in the front. Right here in the front?
Yeah, next to the princess.
There you go.
Yes, my princess. Hi guys. Jeffrey,
Yes.
how did you happen to do the movie Fall?
Oh, but I did a movie a couple years ago called Heist or Bus 567 or some shit. Y'all probably know what it is more than I. It was originally called Bus something, and then it turned into the Heist. Anyway, same director. That director called me in the middle of the pandemic, so I'm doing this movie called The Fall. Will you come and do a couple days? And I said, sure. Hey, great story.
But it's probably more of a common story than not. Like that's largely how a lot of people in our industry get jobs, is because they have a relationship with somebody who's,
Exactly.
The Boys, like that's Ricky. He's just farming from his other shows.
Well, that begged.
Well, yeah. That wasn't without the hey, love to come over and play in that sandbox.
I'm available.
Yeah. But it is largely like getting to work with people who know you and you already have a rapport with, and they know that they can rely on you, and
That's why it's important to be a decent person.
Yes,
Because you want to keep working. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, reputation is big.
Not that we're decent.
No. We put on a good show.
Jensen
Yeah.
JoJo killed it last night.
Not surprised.
Unbelievable.
Not surprised. What did they sing?
Don't stop me now.
Wait, what?
Mr. Blue Sky.
JoJo, who plays Carlos on the Winchester, is quite the talented person. You didn't even miss me?
Oh my God.
Well, that's the last time you're going to see JoJo. So Sorry, JoJo, you just got yourself fired.
Dr. Rob said too.
All right, how about all the way in the back there? Yep.
Hi there.
I have holes in your jeans.
For both of you, with your schedule so hectic and doing so many different projects, how or who prioritizes for you? How do you prioritize?
Our wives.
Secondary, how do you prioritize?
I mean, there's
Not a lot of choice.
We have a team of people that each of us have, literally what's considered a camp. And whether it's, agents, lawyers, wives, managers, publicists, there's a whole camp of people that when a project or an opportunity comes around, it's usually kicked around to everyone, and everyone is like, is this a good thing? Should we do this? Is this not? What should we pass?
Does it fit?
Does it fit? Is this where we want to go? Is this where we're moving? So it's all carefully kind of crafted. Usually, there may be, all of a sudden you get a call from a director you worked with on the last movie, and they're like, hey, I'd really love you to come over and do this part. You're like, you know what? Sure, yeah, because that's a good relationship to cultivate. But it doesn't go without getting checked by several pairs of eyes.
Lots of eyes, and then ultimately it's sitting down with your wife and family.
Right.
And can I do this?
Well, because it might be like, I'm going to do a project that films in Australia for 6 weeks,
And they're in life.
and that's you got to think about what's best for your family at the end of the day.
We have kids in school,
Yeah.
so when we leave, they're not going to come anymore. It used to be great. They used to come and visit and hang out with us on location, and now that doesn't happen unless you shoot in the summertime. And even then, my wife's like, I'm not going to. It's been a couple of years there already. I'm not going back. See ya in a year.
So it's largely kind of looked over and debated upon with several people. But I think at the end of the day, it does come down to what moves the needle with us. What do we really want to do? What's passionate about? Yeah, you really got to listen to your gut. I got pushed back with the Big Sky of it all, and it was just something that I just kind of felt like I wanted to do. And so they were like, okay, all right, that's what you want to do. We'll all sign off on it. But it wasn't people, I think, coming out of Soldier Boy, they wanted to do something maybe a little more grand.
You were antsy.
And I got antsy.
And Neil was like, time to get out.
Let's go! Yeah, so it's, there's a lot of people, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to what works best for them.
Jess and I both get antsy. Especially when you're working for a long time on a show, Supernatural or Walking Dead, where you're on it for years. When that goes away and that routine is gone, we're a fucking mess. Like, no one wants to be around us, including us. So it's healthy for us to be at work, and then we can kind of get on with our lives a lot better with the people around us.
And luckily, we do have people that are thinking logically as opposed to just he and I going like, sure, I'll do it. What are we doing?
Which we've also done.
Clearly. Yeah. So, thanks. Go ahead.
I like your sweater.
Hello.
Hello.
Suggestion about film. I think you should do a remake of Legends of the Fall.
A remake of Legends of the Fall? I'm not touching that. Are you kidding me?
I'd like to go do some fishing.
Brad Pitt? When he tips his hat and the water flies off, I'm like, well, that's never gonna happen.
And he takes his shirt off.
Yeah, get out of here, Bradley.
You don't want to see this guy like that.
I'm not touching that.
Going back to trying new things. So
What's that?
going back to the question about trying new things.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned before you took ballroom lessons for your wedding after losing a bet with Neil,
Yes.
and you've got a couple of albums under your belt. So who do we have to petition to get you on Dancing with the Stars? And
can we get him on that thing where you wear the fucking big costume? Oh, I can't tell you how happy that would make me.
I can't tell you how depressed I'd be if that's where my career had ended up. Yeah, we might be, hopefully we're far away from that ever happening, but you never know, I might need a career resurrection at some point. Not to say that the people on that show,
I'm not touching it.
they're very talented people on that show.
I can dig his way out of this one.
This was not me. Somebody else said that it was like, this is somebody else's material. They're like, hey, did you see Dancing with the Stars last night? I was like, you mean Dancing with the, oh, I've heard of them once? And I'm like, oof, that's tough. So for some reason that stuck with me, and it's like, no, I gotta stay away from that. I'll just keep the dancing in the living room with
Plus,
the
have you ever
kids.
seen us dance?
Yeah.
Not a good look. Show us. There's a reason you haven't seen us dance. It isn't going to start today.
There was, I played a song the other day, I may have told the story, but I can't remember what the song is, but JJ's doing this like dance to it. And I look over and Arrow is also dancing, if you call it that, but it was just this.
George knows the
And
work
she
move.
sits! I'm like, what are you doing? And she didn't stop.
Gus showed George the twerk, and so that's all George does. Yeah, it's not us. As a
Not
dad,
cool.
I'm like, no. You butt to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Lock it up, kid. Oh my God. All the way to the back again. Yeah.
I fucking 5-year-olds. We're so fucked.
Oh yeah, dude. That's why we're working. We got to afford the therapy for ourselves.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good.
I actually don't have a question.
Oh, thank you for
All
coming.
right. This is easy.
I just want to, I'm here with my wife and son, and you don't often get a chance to say thank you to someone. We started watching your show years ago, years ago, and it just brought us so much closer together. I thought it was ridiculous.
It is.
I only remember you from Days of Our Lives, so
Even more ridiculous.
I really have nothing, but we just, which is great.
He's being so sweet when you're up here meeting.
I know, dude. That's awesome. Thank you.
You know, it's thank you. You don't normally get a chance to say thank you.
Appreciate that.
Super cool.
All right, I think we got time for one more. Go ahead, take it, Jack.
How did you do that? So I can kick around?
Yeah, I get hand signals. It's like baseball here. It's like,
No, over there. Hey, over you. There's no one behind you. A poster of someone.
Yesterday was my, well, now 4 year music birthday.
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Jen said she really wants you to take her on stage and sing happy birthday.
Take her. Oh no, I'll get tackled if I do that.
Can't you sing happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
He just twerked for you.
Yeah. And I apologize if she knows how to do that. That's probably not
Happy
family friendly.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, let's do one more quickie. Right here. No, sorry. I gave you 2 easy ones way back there, but you're gonna have to run. Yes.
Okay, I'm dead right now, thank you.
Okay, great. All right.
I'm a big fan of you guys, but I'm also a really big fan of your wives, and especially One Tree Hill. My two-part question is, have you guys watched One Tree Hill? And my second part is, it's my guilty pleasure show. So do you have a guilty pleasure song, movie, or series?
I love Vanderpump Rules. I've never seen one Hill. Have you seen Scandal?
Scandal, yes.
Fuck me! Woo! Vanderpump Rules?
I can't be friends with you anymore, man. I don't.
You would if you watched this show.
No, I've seen it.
You've seen it? It's the one show that Hillary and I watched together. And really, since it got super spicy this year, I missed it. That's all I got. I've never seen one episode of Montreal. But here's a funny thing, is that I auditioned for Uncle Keith for the pilot of that show.
Yes,
I didn't get it.
Jokes on them.
Yeah.
I have seen a few episodes, because Danielle and I started dating when she was on the show.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, you know, I had to do my research. And that's not, I knew who she was. We've been friends for like 5 years. But
You did a movie together.
well, she was doing One Tree and I was doing Supernatural, and then we ended up doing a movie, and then that's when all hell broke loose. But I have seen a few episodes. I don't know that I'm the target demographic for that, but I can see the draw.
I was way old for it. I was like, 40 when it was on High School Kids, so I was past that.
And then something that I keep a few movies on my iPad in case I'm like on a plane and I'm bored and I want to watch something. And not Vanderpump Rules. And I'm trying to think, it's like a few different categories, like, oh, am I in the mood for a drama? Am I in the mood for a comedy? Am I in the mood? And the one that ends up always kind of popping up is Tropic Thunder, so. It's, yeah. It is.
It's pretty.
I mean, the whole Danny McBride of it all, just watch clips of
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's so big ass titties. They can never make that movie now.
No, there's a lot of movies that can't make that.
Yeah. But that wasn't Tropic Thunder was what, 10, 15 years old? That can't be made today. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Or maybe not crazy. Oh, listen.
All right, speaking of crazy, we should get out of here because they're gonna pull us. All right, thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you later.